What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Reformed Reader, the channel where we review different forms of media through the lens of a Christian who is under the authority of the Scriptures. My name is Josh. I am sorry for a couple of the technical difficulties. I'm trying to figure out how to get the chat up on the up on the screen. Of course, you can see it's technology is not my strong suit right now. So I'll figure it out and we'll work on it. So I'll just have to read some chat. So before we get started, let's see. Hanifa, I guess that's how you pronounce it. Hello, Twiceborn. What is up, my friend? Chrome Vader, Zeke. What's going on, brother? Happy Sunday, everybody. Of course, I got my brother Nathan and Jordan. What is going on, guys? Yes, Ohio is going to be a windy night. Yeah, it's going to get pretty rough in Alabama as well, from what I understand. So right now, I think we're sitting at close to like 70 degrees, and tomorrow's forecast is like 14 and snow. So we're gonna find out pretty soon. So just doing another weekly update. I probably won't live stream the weekly updates every week. I just thought it would be fun to change things up a little bit. You guys seem to like the last one, so I'm happy to do another one. It was fun. It's interesting. It's another thing that I have to learn how to do and be, the producer, the actor and the writer and all of that. So, anyway, it's just another thing that I can learn and figure out and try to up the production quality. So, it's good to see you all. I will do my best since I can't figure out how to get the chat up on, like, to pop up on the screen. I even did some extra work to try to get it to work, but whatever. I'll just read them out loud for anybody that's watching after the stream is over. So there's not going to be a lot of fancy graphics or anything this week, obviously, because I'm still learning how to do all this stuff. So let's start with a life update. I actually got the idea from my friend Brittany. So I was like, how do I make this even more low budget? Just like this. So let's start with a quick life update. This week, I have not had a ton of time to read. My father-in-law is a muralist and like an exceptional one at that. And I'm not just being biased. I'll tell him if his work stinks. Cause he's like my dad. So he asked me if I would come and film a couple of jobs that he's done and make some like short form content for him. So I've spent a lot of my free time editing videos, and like a lot of that would have been my regular reading time. So yeah, anyway, haven't had a ton of time, but I've had enough. So that's why you call that's what you call practical. Practical effects are always better. I haven't had a ton of time to read or to edit anything other than those shorts. A cool thing, and it's for any of my content creator friends out there, anybody that does like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, any of that kind of stuff. Hey Brittany, I actually mentioned, and there's a Discord that Preacher had started. It's for Christians that are sort of in the nerdy book space like we are. But I mentioned there that for anybody that is dabbling in video editing, there are tons of people out there looking for people to edit their videos and make short form content and those kind of things. And I was actually hired for a pretty big job this week, and which I think is going to lead to several others. So if you guys are looking for a side hustle, looking at you, Jordan, I would certainly say maybe check that out, because people are looking for that all over the place. So with my wife being a photographer and she's going to be picking up a few weddings, they asked if they had anybody that would do like some little short form content of their wedding, and yeah, happy to oblige. So thanks, Sam. I plucked them just for you, Not that they don't always. As far as a life update, didn't have a whole lot go on this week other than I was editing like crazy for my father-in-law. And then the other one is that I threw my back out this week. I was getting ready for the mowing season and was doing something stupid with this mower, and hurt my back. I have back problems as it is, and So yeah, anyway, so that kind of put me in a bit of a slump. But Sam, but I was searching for a compliment to pay you. Of all, it's the only thing he could find. um, but yeah, so it was a slow weekend. It was a slow weekend and a slow start the past couple of days. So since we went over just a quick life update, and I'll touch on this some more later on. Let's go ahead and jump into what did I read. That's not gonna get old for me, by the way. So let's see. I finished Spider-Man: The Darkest Hours by Jim Butcher. I'll have a dedicated review for this, I think, if you guys want. It's pretty short. It was fine. It was kind of what I expected. I mowed 3 acre. Chrome Vader says I mowed 3 acres of lawn every week for half my life. Never again. Yeah. I don't have a whole lot, so the little bit that I do get to mow, I actually enjoy it. I'm turning into that old curmudgeon that doesn't want kids on his grass. But as far as Spider-Man goes, it was fine. It was very Jim Butcherified, so you get all the good things that people like about Jim Butcher in this Spider-Man story, but then you also get Brittany, thank you so much. You helped me come up with the idea. But it also has some of the drawbacks to Jim Butcher. And what I mean by that is, like, where I would say a common complaint. Jordan say keep the yeah, I might. We'll see. We'll see on the monthly wrap ups. But the criticisms that Jim Butcher normally faces with how he portrays women, I don't think that's super valid all the time. That's just my personal opinion. People can have their own. But with this book, it was cranked up a little bit. So one of our main side characters is Black Cat. And for anybody that knows any like Spider-Man lore, you kind of know what she looks like. And Jim Butcher is certainly focused on a few particulars. And it was just like, come on, dude, like let's move past this. Anyway, so it was fine. It was a solid like 2.8 stars. It was fun. It was a Spider-Man book that I read. I think it would have worked a lot better if it was a graphic novel, and I think it might be. I don't think that the novelization was necessary, and that's just my opinion. It was fun. I think you could probably sum the whole story up in, I don't know, a few pages, maybe in a chapter, condensed chapter. It's fine. So anyway, it was one of those books where I was like, yep, this was a perfectly finished book. So finished that one this week. And then I started reading, my church, we are going through a study of The Bruised Reed, and I cannot for the life of me remember who wrote it. It's a very old book. But anyway, so I've been reading through that because this week I'm going to be having to lead the discussion on chapter 10, which is pretty lengthy. So I've kind of been buried my nose in that quite a bit. And then the other one that I have been reading, which I told Sam, I was like, okay, I need something different. I wanted to pick up, what was it? On Stranger Tides, but I guess a slump is too strong of a word. I'm not really in a slump, but I will say that like nothing has just sounded good. And so what I did start reading was All the Light That We Cannot See. This is one that I had on my top, I think it was like my priority books to read. Bruised Reed to go with the bruised back. Thanks to Lawnmower Trouble. Yes. So the second book out, other than The Bruised Reed, I was reading was All the Light We Cannot See, and that's by Anthony Doerr. I think that's how you pronounce his name. This was a gift. I've got the hardback version, but this was a gift from my sister-in-law. It's a World War II historical fiction. I got like 15 to 20% of the way through it. It's fine so far. It's nothing. I don't really know how else to describe it. It's fine. But there, I got some criticisms about The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. People were like, oh, you're sympathizing with Nazis and all this, which I thought was absolutely absurd. So this story follows two main characters. One of them is a blind girl that lives basically on this island off of France, and the self-contained city. and an American bomb run is coming through, and so it's being occupied by Nazis, and our other main character is a Nazi soldier, and it ends up seeming like it's going to be a love story between these two. That the soldier is just following orders. He's he doesn't necessarily adhere to the ideology that he is promoting and fighting for. So I don't know. It kind of just turned me off, frankly, because I was like, okay, is this gonna be a love story between a French girl who's blind and a Nazi soldier? And it kind of seems like it is. I'm not DNFing it. I'm just putting it on pause. I just wanted to get a little sample of it. It was fine, but it wasn't really what I was looking for. So then, leading up to this is the other one that Sam recommended. He's recommended many times and a long time ago and have yet to pick it up. And that is going to be Another Kingdom by Andrew Klavan. So this is I guess you call it a portal fantasy book. So far, it's really good. I was very surprised at how much I'm liking it already. I'm 3 chapters in, which isn't super far, but I'm like 15% of the way through or so. So it's like urban portal fantasy, I guess. Sam, correct me if I'm wrong. That'd be the best way that I could describe it. So essentially we're following like a kind of a washed up script writer for Hollywood who takes on sort of like a regular desk job within a production company or studio. And his job is to read through scripts and to pitch these to the studio executives to get a movie made. And he's sort of down in his luck. He's in his early 30s, and as he's leaving, he walks down the hallway of this big corporate building, opens the door, and all of a sudden he is transported in, like he's standing at the edge of a window of this parapet of this castle. And by the way, this is not spoilery. You literally read about this on the first page. It actually goes into this before you actually jump into chapter 1. Sam says, seriously, that book is very personally meaningful to me. A top 10 for me. Don't expect it to be a top 10 for anyone else, but it is for me. So far, I'm really liking it. So yeah, he all of a sudden he goes from like being John Doe, in Hollywood, to standing on this ledge, and he turns around and looks in this room, and there's what kind of seems like a princess or a woman in medieval times in a fantasy world, and sort of this sword and sorcery world with the old medieval garb. She has been stabbed and is dead and is lying in a pool of blood, and he's holding the bloody dagger. And then people bust in the door and they arrest him, and so he doesn't know what's going on. Very, very interesting opener. Like it's one of those, like a good chapter 1 can really set the stage for me and make me decide whether or not I'm going to continue on with the book and or series. And so this was an excellent chapter 1. So this is written by Andrew Klavan. And for anybody that doesn't know Andrew Klavan, because I knew the name and I know the face, but I never put the two together. So he actually, I believe, is currently working for the Daily Wire. And so he's one of their commentators, one of their political commentators. He's the, how would I say this, Sam? He's the more mature in age, follically challenged individual. He's the older bald guy, the very skinny guy. But anyway, so Andrew Klavan wrote this fantasy series, and it's not the only books that he's written. He's written many, mystery thriller type novels, a lot of like, I believe they're sort of like political thrillers. Anyway, he's written numerous novels that Sam has read many of, and he can recommend them all to you guys. I plan to get into more of his work, especially after just reading this first chapter, because it's very well written. But for anybody that's interested, the audiobook is actually free on YouTube, and the narrator is, hello, Miss S.O. It's good to see you. But the narrator is Michael Knowles, and it's kind of hilarious, like in a good way. I just kind of, Sam had already even told me this, but for some reason it just caught me off guard, hearing Michael Knowles read this. So anyway, it's out there for you guys if you're interested. The audiobook is free on YouTube. All you have to search is Another Kingdom by Andrew Klavan. Again, it'll look something like this. But so far, I'm really enjoying it. It's pretty short from what I understand. But yeah, that's what I've read so far this week. Is I finished Spider-Man: The Darkest Hours. I've been reading through The Bruised Reed and studying through that. And then I've been reading Another Kingdom by Andrew Klavan. Sam says, Klavan is a famous crime novelist and has written a couple horror, but this is his only out-and-out fantasy. Okay. Yeah, so there you go. So, yeah, that's what I read this week. So now let's jump into what am I going to read? So what am I going to read? I'm going to finish Another Kingdom. Really enjoying it. I'm going to dive more into Bruised Reed. Yes, I did. I did just call you Miss Esso. Yeah, it may be a Southern thing. It's a respectful thing. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to read Another Kingdom, and then I'm going to study more in Bruised Reed because I do have to get that lesson prepped for probably this coming Sunday. And then hopefully I'll be able to start on Stranger Tides by Tim Powers. So that is the pirate novel that was adapted to be a Pirates of the Caribbean movie, which is very loosely based on that. But yes, it's going to be an interesting week. I hope to finish both of those books this week. We'll see how my editing, I've got some more editing jobs I've got to do. We'll see how that plays into my reading time. Hopefully it's not, it's not going to cut into it too much. So now let's go into last week on the channel. So last week on the channel, I only put out one video, and it was my Shutter Island book review. So I filmed this one, and I filmed my Ender's Game book review the same time last week. And my time has just been eaten up, like I mentioned earlier, with a couple of editing jobs I've had. So I didn't have time to sit down and film my other video that I was hoping to put out Friday, which is why I put out another short. I still am going to aim and target for 2 videos and 1 short a week, and then my weekly update. So really 3 videos a week and a YouTube short, I hope. Yeah, we'll just see. I will at least put up 1 video a week and my weekly update and a YouTube short. I'm still aiming to try to get enough free time to work in that Friday video as well. So it wasn't super, productive. It was for me personally, but it wasn't as far as the channel goes. So now let's go into what's coming up on the channel. So coming up, I'll be posting my Ender's Game book review. That will be coming out on Wednesday. And then finally, I'll be doing my 5 theological works that changed the way that I think. That should be coming out Friday. And then I'll be doing another weekly update. That one will, unless something changes, will be pre-recorded. And I'll be back to back to basics, I guess, with all the graphics and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so Ender's Game coming Wednesday, my Ender's Game review, then my 5 theological works on Friday, and then probably a short on Saturday, and then back to my weekly update on Sunday. Sam asks, which of your different types of shorts gets you the most consistent views? It was my rapid reviews, and it has actually since been my bad book descriptions. So the rapid reviews are fine. The problem is that I've got so many books that are good that I've read, that like I have on my shelf, that I'm running out of like quippy things to say. It's like, this book is good, so like I love being able to do a rapid review and be able to somehow make fun of it or poke fun or whatever. But my bad book descriptions, people seem to really enjoy, because then I can grab some of the heavy hitters, and yeah, people seem to get a good chuckle out of those. I like making them because they're stupid. It's like, I like being a goof, and those certainly allow me to lean into that. So I would say that one I think has recently Jordan said, personally, I love the bad book descriptions. Thank you, my friend. So my last one that I put it out I think it was Friday, and it's sitting at like 2,000 views, which is great. For me, because like that's about my max as far as what my shorts have reached. And it's actually caused a few people to stumble upon my channel. So that's been awesome because I've had, I think, about 4 or 5 people that have subscribed since who have sent me a message and told me like, I didn't even know that this existed and have been looking for this. So that's awesome. That's what I'm hoping to do, not just to like grow numbers, but for people to be able to find this. And that seems to be the more difficult thing for me is like people want somebody that's doing these content reviews, but they just don't know that I exist. So next week, Ender's Game, 5 theological works, and hopefully a YouTube short. So this leads me into my giveaway winner. So if you guys remember, I was giving away a copy of Stephen Erickson's Gardens of the Moon. This is book 1 in the Malazan or Malazan, or however you want to pronounce it and argue about. This is book 1. And so the winner is going to be Grim Schwiz. I hope that's how you pronounce it. I will tag you in this video afterwards. Just send me an email over at the reformedreaderbooks@gmail.com. I'll get a couple quick little pieces of information from you, and I'll send this out to you immediately. For anybody else that's looking to win or wants to win a book, I do a giveaway every month. All I ask you to do is be subscribed to the channel, and you will find those on my monthly wrap-ups. So next month, I think I'm going to do a pretty big one. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's really all you have to do. Sam, what would be the off-the-cuff bad book descriptions for Stormlight? Ooh, so I've already recorded one. So it'll be coming out soon. And so that's the one that comes to mind, and you'll see it. I don't think you'll be disappointed. All right. Chrome Vader says, I actually have that book, but haven't read it yet. I got about 60 pages in once and fell off. That's kind of what I've heard. It's one of those series that I was like, I need to buy all these books. And then I don't really have any plans to get into it anytime soon. So yeah. Anyway, so Mr. Grim Schwiz, I guess that's your name. Please just send me an email and I'll ship this out to you immediately. Congratulations. Oh yeah. This is you. I meant to actually show this. Yeah. That's our winner. Sam, Gardens of the Moon is weird. I still don't understand why there were acorns in that book. What? Okay. Whatever. So this leads me into our submission deadline. Now, for anybody that's interested, I try to do a monthly like viewer submission as part of my monthly wrap up. And this past month I rambled, so I had to make it a separate video. But if anybody would like to send anything in, if you want to show off your bookshelves, if you want to make fun of me, you know who you are, do it. I'm here for it. If you want to, whatever the case may be, if you want to show off a book haul, you want to make a book recommendation, whatever. All you have to do is either send it to me through like your Google Drive. You can email it to me directly, whatever way. We'll get a hold of it. But the deadline is going to be March 29th, 2026. And that will be on March's monthly wrap up. So if you guys want to submit something, just try to have it submitted by then. It's not like a hard deadline. I would like it by then because that's that Sunday. And I think the month ends on Tuesday or Wednesday. Anyway, I'd like to be able to get it out at the very tail end of the month, which is that Wednesday is when I plan to do my monthly wrap up. So if you guys are interested in sending something in, please, and please do. I love hearing from you guys. I always have a good time with it. And I hope to get more submissions. So yeah, please feel free to send those in. But other than that, I don't really have a lot going on. Are the graphics in watercolor? I thought it was a highlighter at first. They're Expo markers, so I'm not that high budget. They're Expo markers and whatever other colors I could find. So, I had to keep it fresh. I had to change the colors up a little bit. Had to make sure I was staying on top of my game. Chrome Vader says, I actually think Erickson's prose style is very good. Forced me to pay attention. I just got busy and haven't felt a burning desire to continue Gardens of the Moon. That's sort of been my, sort of been where I've been at with several books. I've started them and then I've just not really had a huge desire to jump back into them. Sam says, I've got one for March that I think will crack you up. It's making a bit of fun, not too much fun. I'm here for too much fun as well. So, I don't take myself too seriously. I don't think anybody should really. I only take the serious things seriously is what I tell people. So otherwise, I think everything else is fair game. So bring on the bald jokes and whatever. Looking forward to it, Sam. Yeah, me too. We'll see if it doesn't bring me to tears one way or the other. But yeah, other than that, it's been a decent week. Hopefully, with the weather that's coming in, and it's supposed to be very cold tomorrow. Good chance of snow here in North Alabama tonight and tomorrow. It's looking like I actually won't have a ton to do at work tomorrow, so there's a good possibility. Thank you very much, Miss Esso. I appreciate you. So it's looking like I will be able to get some stuff done. Also, if you guys haven't checked out, Miss Esso has her Kickstarter has just ended, but her self-published fantasy book 1 of her fantasy series is coming out. I am about halfway through it right now. It's one of those that I've tried to keep under the radar a little bit because I just want to I've wanted to kind of just surprise, here's my review for it, but it's very, very good. It's a slow burn. I would say if you like Robin Hobb, you're going to love it. It's sort of like an Asian inspired Robin Hobb. Very similar in my opinion. Maybe not that slow. Maybe it's not as slow as Realm of the Elderlings, but it's a slower burn, but it's excellent character work. So yeah, make sure you guys go and check it out. But otherwise, I don't have a lot else to say. If you guys have any questions, you're very welcome. If you guys have any questions for me, I'm free to. My wife says that I'm super cute. She is incorrect, but I do appreciate it. So, yeah, if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to field those. I'll stay on for just a couple more minutes. See, Chrome Vader says, if you want to revert to pre-recorded updates, perhaps you can still do once a month live or a live monthly wrap up. It's nice to have the interaction. Yeah, that's sort of been pitched to me. I've thought about doing something similar. I really want to get back into chatting with folks. The past few months have been tumultuous at best. That's hilarious. But yeah, so the past couple months have been a little rough, so I haven't been able to sync up with people and be like, hey, let's get you on the channel and chit chat, because those are my favorite things to do, is to be able to get to interact with you guys, oftentimes in person. So be on the lookout, because I do plan to do more of those. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. What are you guys up to? What are you guys reading? I do read all the comments. So if you guys, if you're watching this later on, let me know down in the comment section below. I'd love to know what it is that you're reading, and if you like it or if you hate it, or if there's, Jordan says, everyone's welcome to join the Bald Club. Yeah, all it takes is a good set of clippers. My wife says, I was just racing to tell him before Sam did. And now you see why I married her. But thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I hope you have a fantastic week. Yeah, please feel free to message me at any time. Love talking to you guys. So without any further ado, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys on the next one.